Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Friday. Just making sure we're all good here. We are up and live on another episode of the What's Up Wenatchee podcast. We're doing things a little bit differently today, as you might be able to tell, which we love here on the podcast. Every week, you never know when I show up on the screen, where I'm going to be, what we're going to be doing, what you're going to see. So that's kind of the allure and why you tune in, because we are always out and about. We like to get a little like ingrained in where we go. And so today we are broadcasting live from the very zen studios of Humblebee Collective. And you might not know exactly where it is right now in your brain. You might be going, where? I've heard of it. I can't place it exactly in my mind, but by the end of today, I guarantee you, 1, you're going to know where it is. 2, you're going to become very familiar with the team of Humblebee Massage and Collective and what they do. And 3, I guarantee you this, you are going to be like, this is something that I need in my life, and I didn't even know it. So, and if those 3 things don't happen, just, you can send me a little private message and be like, Nikki, you lied. And I'll be like, okay, well, I made a solemn promise that I really thought was going to come through. So, and we'll have a discussion. But that's where I'm at. This place is so amazing. You walk in and it's kind of like tucked into a place that you wouldn't think it would be tucked into, right? As a lot of different places are in this community. But what Carmen, the owner and operator of Humblebee, has done just to transform the vibe, the atmosphere when you literally just like walk through the door is it's pretty amazing. A vibe and the aura and energy of a place can really set your intention of what you're going to do there. So hopefully for the next couple of hours, we're going to be calm. She's floor. So we're doing it. It's kind of, we had to compromise because I wanted, that's where she does her thing. That's where she does her practice. It's on the floor. So unlike some other massage therapies, she does hers on the floor. So we'll talk to her about that. Oh gosh, guys, look at this. Okay. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into this. So everybody be careful. So I was talking to Carmen before I got on the air. And so we are 1 week away from Washington State swap meet. Can you even believe it? 1 week away from swap meet. Right now, the Packwood flea market is happening in Packwood. It started today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Their big Packwood flea market happens twice a year on Memorial Day and Labor Day weekends. So I think we're going to take a day trip out there tomorrow. And then ours, the Washington State swap meet, is next week. I can't believe that it's here. And so I was talking with Carmen before we went live, and I said, everything is going great. It's going to turn out to be it's not just a swap meet, it's a festival. We've got activities and performances and swap hop dance, and like there's just so much, and everything is going great. The one downfall is if I go down, right? If I get sick, or if I go down for some reason, like, and if I'm not there to curate the magic, that could be the pitfall of the event. So I have to stay strong and stay boosted. My immune system. I've been drinking this Pure Boost Immune, if anybody knows that stuff. Pure Boost, it's like this powder, and it comes in all different flavors, and I really like carbonated stuff. So when you mix it with water, when you mix it with water, it turns into this like fizzy drink, but it has vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and stuff to boost your immune system and your focus. And so I've been drinking those in the morning to keep my immune system boosted a little bit. And I know that there's some kind of flu going around, because just yesterday I had 2 different people cancel on me. And one of them, and that's kind of what brought me around to this, okay, is this hair. Look at this hair. Look at this hair. When was the last time anybody has seen my hair this long? I don't know the last time it was this long. And it's just crazy, guys. Look at it's just massive, because when it gets this long, it starts to get curly. And so it was not the plan. This was not the plan for the hair to get like Elvis. I could do an Elvis impersonator one of the days. That would be so. This face is like perfect for cosplay, right? Like I do a really good elf. I do a really good fairy. I do a really good Elvis. I do really good vintage pinup. So I can transform into a lot of different looks. Don't think that this androgyny look here is like the one. It's what I am comfortable on the daily with. So the hair got long because what happened was I'm loyal. I'm a very loyal person in every aspect. So I had been loyal to the same hairstylist, Molly Gross. I love you, Molly. And she used to be here in town at, I forgot the name of the place, Salon Expression. It was on Columbia, and it's where Industry 3 is now. And she was there for a long time, and that's where I met her when I first moved to town. And then she left there to go cut hair with her friend at a salon in Kashmir. And most people be like, oh my God, it's all the way out Kashmir. I'm not going to go there anymore. And I'm like, whatever, I'll follow you out to Kashmir. It's not a big deal. So I followed her out to Kashmir. And so I made this appointment with her, standing every 6-week appointment, and I couldn't make it. My life just got like too busy. I couldn't make the appointment. And then only in the Wenatchee Valley does your hairstylist moonlight as a farmer and own a farm. So, she was like, I can't cut your hair until I get back from harvest. Because I'll be out on the farm harvesting for the next month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So we make our appointment, and our appointment was yesterday. And I'm like, I send her this picture first thing in the morning. I'm so excited. I took a picture of my hair, like up, totally standing up. And I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm getting to see you today. Look what you have to work with. And she texts me back and she goes, I am 100% down with the flu. Whatever this really nasty thing going around is, I'm down. So we're going to have to reschedule. And she's like, I understand if you have to get your hair cut by somebody else. And I'm like, no. I just told her I have to have my hair cut by September 7th, which is the day before, or it's our setup day for swap meet. So I have to have it done because the 8th is swap meet. So I want to be so fresh and so clean for swap meets. And she said she could most definitely make it happen if she feels better. And if she doesn't, she will let me know. So I don't know, but I am contemplating maybe keeping the curls. I'm thinking about keeping the curls because I think they have character. So you guys let me know if you think I should keep the curls today, or keep them going forward. And maybe the thing that drives me nuts is this, like all of this craziness here. So maybe Carmen has the undercut, the undershave, right? Is that the way to go? Yeah. Okay, she says it's the way to go. So maybe, yeah. Come over here. Yeah. This is so informal. It's like, just get on there.
1,000 pillows, and can you see me?
I can. Well, I didn't really do a camera check, so we're just gonna do it on the fly. And it just needs to be kind of up more, and I think we might have. This is not good. Oh, there we go. There you are. Okay. Beautiful. Oh, there it is. The side shave. Yeah. Is it only on one side?
Yes.
Why?
Well,
we need a microphone.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah.
I used to have it just as short as yours, if not shorter.
Mm-hmm.
I started that process by shaving this side 1,000 years ago.
So I'm trying to see. So that would be this side.
This side. Yeah, the right one.
Uh-huh.
In rebellion of having long hair that defines being a woman.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And so then I went on this journey of cutting it, like yours and different, then it got way too short. My hairstylist at one point got mad at me, I think, and just like completely
she
shaved
cut
it
you
off
from the cut.
Yes, made it very short. And so then became the journey of growing it out, right?
Yeah.
And when your hair's super curly and thick,
mm-hmm.
growing it out just kind of turns into this giant like mushroom.
Yeah, like an afro.
Other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Especially if you're only doing it on one side.
Well, or both sides if you decide that you want to get it longer, right? And so we decided that since I could rock one side shave before, why not do it again? And so we started growing it out, and it was just like this like Labrador ear kind of thing. Like, I just really liked like the feeling of having it shaved, and like it just feels really nice. So we shave one side, and that way you can kind of hide the chunky under your long part and like style that to kind of.
What chunky?
Well,
oh, I lost you. What happened to your mic? Oh, it just the plug unplugged. There you go.
As it grows out from here, from this side, this just gets kind of,
I see.
It's like trying to blend. And so you can just flip it and hide it. And then you have the side shave. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I tried to do the one side before. Okay. I don't know how we got talking about hair, but yeah. So I tried to do this before, right? When my hair was much shorter, and I was like, I had showed her this picture. It was like one side shaved, and normally my hair goes this way, right? Normally I wear my hair this way. Naturally, that's kind of how the part went. So if people normally see me, my hair is like this. And so that's the way I was trying to do it. I was shaving so that it would grow out and kind of come over that way. And then as it grew out this time, it started to flip and grow out this way. And so now I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a different totally different look, totally different style, and it just seems to kind of lay more natural that way. So now I'm thinking about getting this side
Mhm.
shaved
Yeah.
and
I
just
say go for
getting
it.
all done so
Mhm.
that this can all just grow in. I
It's
don't
fun.
know.
I think
don't
it's
know.
darling.
It's darling. That's so darling. But the thing with me is I have like a tactile version of OCD. So if that, like, people are like, even my husband is like, why don't you grow out your hair long? You always look so pretty with your hair long. And I was like, yeah, but I was always uncomfortable and I was always fixated on my hair or my clothes or how I felt or how it felt on my body, and wasn't concentrating on work or concentrating on who was talking to me, because I couldn't concentrate on what they were saying because I was concentrating on how this felt or how that felt or something on the back of my neck. And it was like, yeah, it just like, get rid of that distraction.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean hair doesn't mean anything really to me. So get rid of the distraction so I can be more present in my life.
Love it.
Yeah. He's just like, grow your hair. It's much deeper than that, man.
Yeah. Well, I think the curls are fun. I think that it looks really nice, and I think we should rock that for a while.
Thanks.
Same, right? It'll grow back.
Right.
You can cut it short if you want. Play with it for a few months.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we should introduce you to the audience now that you've jumped in. This is Carmen Som, owner and operator of this establishment here, Humblebee Collective, which used to not be here.
Correct.
And it used to not be a collective.
Correct.
So how did that happen? How did it get to be here, and how did it get to be more than just Humblebee Massage, which it used to be, which was just you?
Yeah. Well, I used to be up on King Street. I shared it's a house, but it's utilized as a business with Lynn Madsen. He's a wonderful counselor here in town. And I started embarking on this journey of learning how to do Thai yoga massage, which is why we're sitting on the mat, why we're on the floor.
Why we're on the floor.
And just fell in love with it. It really wrapped up everything that I had learned over the years about massage, energy work, pressure points, the ability for myself as a therapist to be able to work on the body in the way that wasn't hard on my body, which, if anyone knows anything about massage therapy, it's a very labor and physically intensive job.
Sure.
And so I was looking for ways to extend my career, essentially, and found Thai yoga through an instructor named Eric Spivak in Seattle. He owns Soaring Crane Massage and acupuncture. And as I started working as a Thai yoga massage therapist, the space that I was working in was literally the size of like a child's bedroom, which is fine for a table, but I had my table, I had my desk, I had all of my storage, I had the place for people to sit and talk to me, and I also had a rolling table, which is called a spinalator in technical medical terms, all in this teeny tiny little space. And someone with Thai yoga, I would hurry up and break down my table and tuck it underneath my spinalator table. And then I would whip out my mat and I'd get that. And now I'm zen. And that's in the matter of like 15 minutes between clients of saying hello, saying goodbye, and then the switch over and doing laundry and all that. And I knew that was just not going to be sustainable for me. And so I just started looking around, and Charisse Hassett of Screaming Octopus knew that I was in the market for a new space. And I had come into this space that we're sitting in for an ethics class a few months prior to really being serious about finding somewhere new. And as you said, when you walk into this room, it just kind of like opens up and it feels like energy can flow really well. And I just had this vision of like, this would be the ideal space.
Right.
At the time, she tried to talk me into taking one of the other spaces that are here, which we'll get into when we introduce some other members of our team. And I saw them, and I had the same thought about those spaces as I did the space on King Street. I'm like, it's just a tiny bit too small.
Yeah.
I'm going to have the same issues, rearranging things constantly. That's not right yet. And so a few months later, she reached out to me, and she was wanting to step away from using this space as a classroom and wanted to focus more of her energy on her original office in East Wenatchee. And so she offered this entire room to me, which tripled my square footage that I
Wow.
had before.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a major blessing. I'm very grateful for Charisse. We still keep in contact. And so if she's listening, I just thank you so much for offering this space to me. It's been, it just feels better. I remember when I first got in here, I was like, look what I can do. Like I was like spinning around and like doing cartwheels in
Yeah.
here because
Yeah.
it just is like, oh my gosh, I can breathe
Yep.
in this space. And Lynn was very humble and kind when I left as well. So it was just really like, it just kind of fell into place, and it wasn't this like scratchy, trying to smash my practice into a space that I didn't belong. So
But I just want to pause there
yeah.
for a minute because I love hearing people's trajectory and their stories as they evolve in their life and in their business. And but I feel like sometimes people overlook the importance of certain aspects of their story, right? That I like to point out. And a lot of times, like you're where you are now, and people will look at you and say, you're running for all intents and purposes, a successful business. You have this an office and a secondary place over there where your team works, and you've built that up, right? Like it didn't just happen. You didn't just one day decide to start doing massage therapy and then came here and got this office and started this practice, right? And I think a lot of people look at that and they go, oh, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to get a big office and I'm going to get a whole practice and we're going to start a team. And sometimes that's the way it goes for some people.
Mhm.
But for a lot of us who start small,
Yeah.
we start real small.
Yep.
We start in our living rooms. We start in home offices. We start in shared offices that we really have no place to be in, right?
Mhm.
I'm working in a shared office right now in an insurance company. Like, and people are like, what? But I'm so grateful for that space, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a place to settle in.
Mhm.
And don't overlook that you had to endure some time in a space where you didn't really fit
Yeah.
to get to a place where you've earned comfort, right? And
Yeah.
peace of
I
mind.
like that earned comfort. Yeah. It's something that I really try to remind young therapists of when I meet them. So we have the school here, the Columbia River Massage Institute by Annie LaCroix. And I get some students of hers coming in here. They have to get massage as part of their curriculum. And so that's a really like special moment when they get to come in, and I want to give them all of the information that I can within reasonable bounds. And I'm just like, hey, if this space expands, if we get the opportunity to open up, I do want this to be more of a mentorship opportunity.
Wow.
And that's something that Charisse really kind of, I don't say that she started, but she just kind of like shined a light on that aspect of this job, is that you come from the place where people allowed that path to be paved, right? So like pay it forward
It's a
is kind of the
journey.
idea. Is
Yeah.
hey, someone offered you help, someone offered you advice, someone gave you these little tips. If you can like spread that seed, do it, because it's only going to encourage prosperity.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or else there's not going to be a next generation of what you do as well as how you do it.
Yeah.
And then what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's going to end with you.
Yeah.
Eh,
That seems silly.
that
Seems
does
like
seem silly.
that's biology in essence, right? Is to like the continuation of us.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I want to do eventually. Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I guess the biggest thing that's brought me to this space is I've always had the idea of it. I've
Mhm.
always like, okay, these are the pieces of the recipe, like I know the end result sort of, but just like in cooking, right? Like you're not quite sure, like something might kind of go wrong.
Yeah.
You might burn the bacon, and so,
I love burn bacon.
especially with extra pepper.
Mm.
And so you have to be willing to make compromises, and you have to be willing to see every single step along the way as a step along the way. Nothing is going to be the end goal,
Mhm.
right? So we're just
We
kind
do
of
have
going with it.
we have a comment
Oh,
coming in from YouTube from Red Bull Royd. I have learned that in life, be thankful for the opportunity because who knows, through this opportunity, new and better ones will come.
beautiful.
Nicely said.
Nicely said. Red
Thank
Bull
you.
Royd. I love that handle. I imagine.
We do want to remind people you can interact with us live. This is a live show. So if you're watching it right now, you can interact with us in any of the comment sections through Facebook or YouTube, Twitch, or LinkedIn. So any of those platforms we are on, or we do have an interactive chat. I will get that number up on the screen for you. It is 509-795-5602, and they all come to us, and we'll get them highlighted here on air and interact with you as much as we possibly can. So for people who don't know, we are broadcasting from the Humblebee Collective Studios. This is a very zen place to be. Right in front of me is Carmen Som from Humblebee Massage. She's the owner and operator, and she was telling us that she specializes in a type of Thai massage.
Mhm.
So tell me a little. I mean, I have actually been just blessed and lucky enough to get a session of your practice and
Yeah.
know what it's about. But for others who don't
Yeah.
know what it's like or where the history comes from, like, so what is it? What can somebody expect when they come for a session?
Yeah. They can expect a lot of things. Feeling better is one. So
Yes,
a lot of people
I can
feel
attest to that. Yeah, for
a
sure.
lot of people feel sometimes taller, sometimes they feel lighter, sometimes they feel more grounded. Usually the effort and the intention is obviously to balance someone's energy. So if you come in and you're very vata, which is a Ayurvedic term, and you're very bubbly and your energy is up here and you're really, oh my gosh, everything was going on and like so stressed out, then I'm going to calm that down. I'm not going to shake you a whole bunch in that respect. I'm going to do things that are very compression style, very fluid, trying to get things to come down to the ground. If it's the opposite of that or somewhere in the middle, then we find a balance there as well. And so we try to get you into a place where you're not too high, you're not too low, but you're just kind of back to being able to float away, as I like to say.
But people are so used to like the regular Swedish massage and
Yeah.
now like the deep tissue massage. Like they're just so used to like going and paying their whatever $100, $200 and like getting that massage because it's what what they're comfortable with, the experience now.
Mhm.
You know, some people aren't like comfortable with
Yeah,
that
some people
experience
don't
at
want
all.
to be naked
Right.
in
They don't
front of
want to
a
get
stranger,
undressed. You're right.
right? They're ticklish.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of reasons that people don't like getting a massage. And so that's why another reason why I like Thai. So you stay clothed in Thai, you stay modestly clothed. Because you're going to be turning onto your side, you're going to be on your back, you could be seated, you could be like on your belly. And so it's a little bit more of a participant friendly massage. I'm going to ask you to turn. Sometimes I'll turn you, right? But a little bit, you kind of have to help me along. the other way.
You're not a sack of potatoes.
You're not a sack of potatoes, and you're definitely not going to take a nap.
Right.
Which a lot of people.
You're not.
A lot of people come and like, I might fall asleep. It's fine. I'm like, it is for you. And that's great. And it's wonderful that people find that space to relax on my table. That's also very welcomed. The problem with falling asleep during a massage, though, is that you're not in like the prime state of healing brainwave, right? So if you allow yourself to completely fall asleep, you might miss some good stuff. Right? You might miss some, and Jason might be able to touch on some of that and why we try to provide an environment that is very relaxing, but we try to keep you a little bit stimulated. We have some music, we have some fans. We we're always kind of shaking you a little bit to try to get you back into this middle ground. It's called theta brainwave, and so that's the primary healing space that we like you to be in. That's where I like people to be.
When people think about going and getting a massage, they're like, I'm gonna go to the spa and it's gonna be very real. I need to relax, right? So for me, in my mind, it's compartmentalized. There is a time and a space for having a spa day and like maybe getting a facial and a mani-pedi and sitting in a hot tub and like getting a massage.
Totally.
This is a different compartment for me because this is an item in my list of tools for healing my mind, body, soul.
Yeah.
So I want to take a more active participation in that role.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, like, it is more of a relaxing experience because I get into in something like this would be more in a meditative state than in an active mind state.
Right.
Right. Like the times that Jason has worked on me, it's like my eyes are closed. My brain is somewhere different. I'm not actively thinking about swap me and I'm thinking more long in my mind.
You're actively quieting your mind.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny to say.
And thinking about whatever's being worked on, like, trying to bring energy to the parts of the body that are being worked on, because that actually, I don't know. I don't know if it does or not, but I feel like bringing intention to whatever areas are being worked on helps. I don't know. Does it?
Of course. Yeah. No, we guide people to do that. We guide people like inhaling. I try to tell people you're going to inhale, you're going to bring oxygen to that space, that healing oxygen, that healing blood, chi, energy. Okay. So you're doing a great job when you're doing that, when you're focusing your mind's eye on the space that's currently being addressed. You are telling your body to heal itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're talking to the mitochondria there within your cells and you're saying, hey, gang, time to get to work.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
So does it actually stems from Thailand? So
Thai yoga massage. Yeah, it's an ancient practice. Thousands and thousands.
Well, that makes sense because you just traveled to Thailand not that long ago.
I did.
Oh my God. Lucky you. Just for this reason though, right? To learn more.
Yeah, to learn more and to also just gain that cultural experience. It's a very spiritual place, Thailand. I don't know how much time we have to talk about
that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole other podcast.
Yeah. I hope so.
But I really, I love language. I speak Spanish, not fluently, but well enough to get my point across. And so that was a really fun part of going to Thailand, was learning some of the language. I teach some of my patients a little bit of Thai. Nit Noi is a little bit in Thai. So that they can communicate with me. And not English is such a static, and we say too many words in English to get our point across, and Thai is a very very quick, and also it feels really good to speak Thai. So the term for
it does?
Yes, I think it's
Okay.
a happy language. Everyone's very happy. They call it the land of smile because this tour guide we had named Donna. She told us it was a land of smile because in Thailand, not everybody speaks English very well, but they want to be polite, and so they will always smile at you, even though they don't really understand what you're
smile
saying.
and nod.
The land of smile. And so, one thing that I teach my patients a few words so that they can say what they need or how they're feeling. So, the term for it feels good is sabaidi.
Sabaidi.
And I like feel it when I say sabaidi.
Yes, you do. I can tell.
Yeah, sabaidi. And the word for pain or like please stop is chep.
Chep.
Yeah. Chep.
Chep.
Super fast,
Chep.
right? So you can't be like, it hurts. Sorry, it hurts. No, chep.
Right.
Super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. The word for I want, ironically, is ow. That makes no sense.
No.
That one's just fun. So, ow. Yeah, you would just say ow more. Ow mac means like very much. Mac. Yeah. So just a couple terms here and there.
She's reminding me of Ryan now, right? He walks her. My husband spent a year or something backpacking around Thailand, Cambodia in his 20s. Okay.
Did he come home bowing to you?
No, this is back in his 20s. This isn't before I knew him. Oh. But apparently he remembers some phrases like some weird ones because it's my husband. So he remembers like I should have something like the aliens are coming to get us or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. If anyone wants to learn.
I'm an alien from outer space. That's what it is. So he would go around to all the Thailand to the Thai people and say, I'm an alien from outer space.
Did they smile?
They would just smile and Piak Kangao or something like Piak Kangao. You remember Jason? He walks around the house. Piak Kangao. Piak Kangao. Whatever it is.
I don't know what he's saying.
I'm like, what are you saying? He's like, I'm saying I'm an alien from outer space. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Only you.
I want to learn fully Thai. I really do. And I started this program called Learn Thai from a White Guy. Yeah. It's
pretty good Thai for a white guy.
Yeah. Brett, literally like Whiteland or something, I think is his name. But he developed this program online because it is such a difficult language to learn. And so he breaks it down in like elementary school, like, flashcards and, repeating the sounds and things like that. So I do have a subscription to this program and someday I will learn fully.
You will.
How to speak Thai.
I believe in you so much.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get a ticket to see Carmen on the Thai mat?
It really depends on the week, to be honest.
Okay.
So generally I might not have an opening for a month, sometimes 3 months, but if you hop on at any given time, there might be a cancellation, right? So this week, I want to say I had 2 cancellations. I had open windows there. I posted on Instagram when I have an opening.
Say, that's the good thing about you is that if you follow you or you subscribe to your email, like you always send out like these are the sessions we have available this week. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm always looking for your name. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
But what is part of that email is I always say, call Carmen to get on the cancellation list for this week.
There you go.
So if you're at the top of my priority list, if I know that, hey, this week you're really in need, you are probably going to be one of the first people that I call if a cancellation happens.
Awesome.
Yeah. So you can get on the list. I refresh it every week because it got to a point where I had like 50 people on my wait list and the first 5 wouldn't answer the phone. And then I'm out of time to fill that. Yeah. And so it's like, who actually needs to come in here? Who's not just like, bobbing around in the tide, like, oh no, I'm, it's okay. I got stuff going on. It's like, no, actually this week I'm kind of in a lot of pain and I would like to come in if I can.
Yeah.
So those are the first people that I'll call. Okay. So just let me know.
We will. How did you bump along and find Smart Nutrition, the people over at Smart Nutrition?
So I moved to East Wenatchee at the end of January.
Right.
And a guy named Andy used to own the space. Selena, what did it used to be called before? True Balance. Strong Balance. It used to be called Strong Balance.
See, I don't remember that either, but okay.
So it is in the building that used to be Beautiful Hot Yoga on Valley Mall Parkway.
Okay.
It's that wood building, used to be the Purple Coyote. Some other people might remember that. It's across the street from Joe's, kind of behind 7-Eleven. So you go up 9th in East Wenatchee. You take a left on Valley Mall Parkway, and on the left-hand side, there's a wood building in big yellow letters that says Smart Nutrition.
Yeah.
So I popped in there because I knew that Strong Balance, prior to, I had ridden my bike by it or something, taken some people there. They had protein donuts, and I thought they were really good. And I'm always looking for a healthier way to have a pastry. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And so I popped in and I met Cirilo, and he's the owner now. And I looked around. I'm like, hey, this is like the same, but not. It's kind of different. And so I got to talking to him, and he's like, oh no, it's Smart Nutrition now. And they have energy teas that have packed full of vitamins and protein drinks and shakes that aren't like as thick as like a milkshake, so you can like suck it down and not feel like you have that giant, wad of dairy in your belly. And then the donuts are really, they're more like cake in my opinion, but I like that. So, and they're sometimes covered in Oreos, so
I have yet to have one of the donuts, but that is on my list. I have had
lots
one of the
food.
shakes. Yeah.
So I talked to him, and then he told me that they do Zumba. And my eyes got really big because I love to dance. I love to move. And Zumba was a big part of my life when I lived in Bellingham. And I thought I was going to be a Zumba instructor for a while, but like, I have a little bit, not the right focus, I think, to be able to teach a full dance class, because I just kind of get kind of weird sometimes. And I think that would be hard to follow. So I started coming to Zumba and enjoying that. It's Monday through Friday at 6:30 p.m. at Smart Nutrition. Super fun class. You get super sweaty. All of the women there are beautiful and encouraging and happy, and they're just there to like kick some ass, and I love it. And I realized when I was in Thailand that's kind of how this new, I guess, I want to talk about my primal movement class, but we can talk about that later, maybe. But that's how I met them, and just became kind of fast friends, as you like to say, and have just been really enjoying going there. I go about twice a week, and then I do some other things there, and we'll maybe talk to Selena here soon and chat about that.
Yeah. Funny story, but not funny story. I texted Carmen right after I met them, and I said, I was just trying to text so fast, and I was like, we became fat friends. Which is totally ironic because they specialize in nutrition.
And weight loss journeys.
And weight loss. And I was like, we became fat friends. I was like, nope, sorry. We became fast friends. But only Nikki would make some mistake like that. So yeah, and I came about them a little bit different. Like, I saw you get interviewed with Rafa on La Pera with Celine a couple weeks ago. And I hadn't put 2 and 2 together yet. So when was this? It must have been the 4th of July. You were at 4th of July, or maybe you had like your kid or somebody. Was that 4th of July? I don't know if you have kids, but you had a booth at the 4th of July down at Walla Walla Point Park. No? Somewhere. Maybe it was, I don't know, somewhere. I had a really busy summer. They had a booth somewhere, and I got a drink, and I was like, this is so good. Because I don't really like sugar. My body doesn't like sugar, and I'm always looking for, I drink more of my meals than I eat my meals. It's just how it goes. And so wherever I was, I had that drink, and I was like, oh, I whatever. And then with the swap meet, I was like trying to remember who they were. I couldn't remember who they were to get them at swap meet. And then somehow, some way, Cirillo got in touch with me.
That was because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah.
And literally, I'm driving home and it must have just telepathic powers or something, because I'm driving home, and as I drive home, I have to pass Smart Nutrition every day. Every day I pass by it, and I just drive by, and I literally drove past it, and I was going up to my house, and he called me. And I answered the phone, and he's like talking to me. He couldn't figure out the thing. And I said, "Where are you?" He's like, "I'm on Valley Mall Parkway." I'm like, "I'm turning around right now." I was literally pulling in the driveway of my house, which is 2 minutes away. I turned around, I went down, and I met him and tried one of his shakes. And I'm like,
yeah,
we are now BFFs. If I could feel better about eating my meals or drinking my meals rather than eating them. And then he's like, "You have to wait." And I was like, "Wait for what?" He's like, "My wife." I was like, "Where is she?" I'm like, "She's at Costco." I'm like, "I am not waiting for your wife to get done with a Costco shopping trip." He's like, No. She's on her way. She's on her way. She's on her way. Yeah, she's driving right now. So then I waited, and then she walks in the door, and then I get to meet, this beautiful being, who I get a little glimpse of, like, her weight loss journey, and I haven't even heard the whole story yet. So I want to get you over here. Come on. Do you mind sitting down on the mat with us? Okay.
We have pillows.
We
have lots of pillows in here.
If you don't want to hold, I know that thing is kind of heavy. You can actually just take the microphone out and just hold the microphone.
Okay.
It's fine. It's totally fine. What? Get them both. Sure. I did whatever you want to do. I don't care.
I can just talk.
Oh no, you can share the mic. We're trying to make sure you get your on.
They're on.
You got it?
Yeah, just they're almost.
More under there too.
If you just
Okay. I really do like full size pillows. Okay.
There you go. I've got you both on there. You look beautiful. All right. So what do you prefer to go by? Your name, Celine? Selena?
Yeah.
Celine?
Selene.
Selena.
Selena.
Selene.
Selene?
Okay, yeah.
My
Selene,
God,
yeah.
I'm just going to get this wrong all the time. Selene.
Yes.
Selene, your last name.
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Come on now, lady. I love you. Selene Gutierrez. I'm
Yes.
Italian, not Spanish or Hispanic. I'm sorry. But thank you for spending a little bit of time here with us. You're wearing your Smart Nutrition t-shirt.
Yes, I am. And thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, can you just wiggle that cord? Yeah, thank
There?
you. Yeah.
All right.
All right, there you go. So you guys opened not that long ago, right? How long ago did the store open?
We opened there in February of
Okay.
this month, but we have been doing this for over 10 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I started in this looking for healthier options and trying to lose some weight.
Yeah.
And then this is how we started. And after a couple years that I'm changing a little bit my nutrition habits,
Yeah.
we start looking at this model of providing to the community and sharing with other people. It's still tasty but healthier ways to get your meals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it based off of? Like, what is it? Protein powder? Or,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Okay.
use supplements. It's like a protein powders, protein bake goods, and for the drinks we use the vitamins B, vitamin C, hydration, and all that good stuff.
How do you get that stuff into the drinks?
How do,
I'm
it's just,
ju-
it comes
I-
in a form of a powder. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't mind asking
No,
stupid
that's-
questions because that how else are you going to get the answer?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
No.
So like vitamin B and
They
vitamin
come on a powder.
they come in with
in
the
powder.
powders.
They
Yeah.
come in powders.
Okay.
Yeah, and we use also aloe in some of our drinks.
Aloe.
Aloe, yeah, aloe vera.
So what's the benefit of aloe?
Helps
What's it
you
going to do?
soothe with your digestive system.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more for the digestive system.
So are you trying to is there different recipes? Do you build out new recipes all the time or is it pretty much the same?
No, we're trying to stay creative.
Yeah.
And like this morning, my husband said, for in September for us, we celebrate our independence. Mexicans,
Yeah.
we celebrate Independence Day. So we try to get creative and come up with drinks that may taste or look on the colors of our flag or taste like some of our most candies known. And
Yeah.
we stay and now for also for winter we started thinking on our new meal for our shakes, like the pumpkin spice, the apple pies, and all
Apple.
kind of stuff. So yeah, we keep changing our.
Oh, so do you have a discount program?
Oh yes, we do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, because yes, I see this being a problem now.
give you both coupons before you leave.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
And additionally, anything does anything that you have caffeine?
Yes. Yeah, we do. We start doing.
This just gets better and better. Protein, caffeine, vitamins. This is all like
Taste.
my tasty, right? This is checking off all my check marks because if it doesn't have these things, if it's not good for me, if it doesn't have protein, it's not going to fill me up, like then it doesn't go on the list because I'm very, very particular about when I put food and stuff in my body because one, my body's very particular, right? It doesn't like sugar. It doesn't like a lot of starches, even though I like a lot of starches and sugars. My body doesn't like it. So I'll get nauseous. I'll even sometimes get sick. And so I have to be like careful. And even at home, when like we make meals and stuff, I eat very little of something that's very hearty because my body just won't take a whole lot of it. But if I have very clean food, I can ingest more of it, I find. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we got something there for you.
Yeah,
too.
she does. Yeah.
And for about the caffeine, we just start introducing our iced protein coffees and with an extra real coffee shot. So it has a real caffeine in it.
Iced protein coffees.
Yes. Yeah.
With real coffee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can also make those as a meal. It can be just like a drink, like a coffee, or it has 15 grams of coffee. I mean, protein, 15 grams of protein,
Yeah.
only 2 grams of sugar. If you add the drizzle or the whipped cream, it's going to increase. But you stay out of those, you still get only 2 grams of sugar and 100 calories.
And what about the vitamins and the mineral, the B?
Those come in the teas.
In the teas.
In the teas.
Okay.
It has the green tea also, the oolong tea. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and we can also make your coffees as a meal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You can add the banana caramel shake with the coffee and it tastes really good.
Anything ever going to be like savory? Ever going to get into savory foods? There's all going to be like sweet and
it's pretty much for now. It's pretty much sweet. Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I have no problem with that.
Oh yeah, we have the spicy watermelon. Yeah, and we also have the one that you like, the sunrise one that has the green apple flavor. It's like a cherry. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all about the sweetness. I just wanted to ask it.
They have immunity. They have immunity too.
Oh, do they? Okay.
That's really
Yeah, I need a little boost of immunity this next week to make sure I don't get sick before swap meet. Yeah, I got to be on my game.
That one is a really good one. It has all the vitamin C, the zinc, the kinesia to help you boost your immune
Oh,
system.
good.
And we also introduced a couple weeks ago our vegan line.
vegan.
Vegan. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And we have the protein, the
nice.
immune, the green boost.
Selena, this is like a hidden gem.
They have cheesecake and waffles and churros.
Oh yeah, I brought some churros for you
Churros?
guys
Yeah.
to
I'm
try.
so hungry. This is just like a little hidden gem in our community because people just like you don't find places like this in smaller towns, right? These are kinds of shops that are specialty places that you find in major cities, right? Like you would find it in Seattle, you would find it in New York City, you would find it in a nice like trendy city. You have brought it here to East Wenatchee, and I'm just like,
Yeah, and we're planning to expand.
yeah. Oh,
Because
you want to
we-
grow?
Yeah, because
Okay.
we know there is a lot of need. People need to, or we need to share how to get a balance. We're not saying you stay out of whatever you like,
Mhm.
but try to
Moderate.
get moderate and get a balance nutrition and yeah.
And your space is beautiful. Like I
Oh,
walked
thank you.
in there and you have the little cafe part, but then you also have the studio where you do the classes. And we should tell people that you are going to be leading a fit dance class
Yes.
at Swap Meet. So
Yeah. Thank you for giving us the opportunity
of course.
to be there and show the people what we provide, what we can.
I'm going to take that class. I'm saying I need an hour. I'm going to take this class. It's
Right.
Sunday. we're
Sunday
doing.
at 10. You
There
said.
you go.
Yeah.
Sunday at 10.
Come
Yeah.
get a little tie from me first,
Oh,
get
okay.
stretched out,
All right.
and then go do fit set.
You're sold.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask me twice. I'm in. I'm done because Carmen and her team will be on site all weekend too at Swap Meet, and so you make sure you see them, walk by, get all the information. Are you guys going to be doing sessions or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do, as we said earlier, I'm usually pretty booked. So I do
Yeah.
have a few patients on my schedule that I'll have to be here and present for, but Jason and Megan will be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll
Okay.
obviously find time for us to all have breaks.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But we're going to be having a raffle. So $5 raffle, and every day, one session from each of our therapists will be available to win.
That's
Right?
amazing.
Yeah, they're
That is
really being
amazing.
generous to the community, trying to promote this alternative healing. Jason does acupuncture and guided divination and tarot and qigong instruction and all kinds of ancient traditional Chinese medicine, essentially. And he's, a wealth of knowledge. And then Megan does AcuStone therapy, which follows those meridians with crystals. She places those crystals on the different meridian points. They have varying elemental value that contribute to moving the energy through your body in the way that she's delegating for that session, depending on your needs. So those two people will be there, as well as myself doing some Thai. And those are the types of sessions that will be available. We also will have gift certificates available online for most of our introductory sessions during the swap meet. So from 8 a.m. Friday morning until 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon, you can go online at Humblebee Collective on massagebook.com. Where we'll have 20% off all of those services
Wow.
during that time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, thank you for making a swap meet promotion. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, visit their booth because that is 9 giveaways that
Yeah.
you're doing throughout the weekend. 3 a day, 3 on Friday, 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, one for each therapist, one for Carmen, one for Megan, one for Jason. So if you want to get in on that raffle, which I totally would, visit their booth at Swap Meet.
Yep.
Great.
We'll have some discount coupons available too if you just want to take that and
Okay.
book with us later. And then we'll also have some t-shirts for sale. And we'll be doing some sessions.
Really?
Yeah, we're gonna have some t-shirts for sales. T-shirts and tanks. We got the crop tops because they're in style. And
Yeah, my niece. Yeah, I got to talk about this in a little bit. My cousin and my 2 nieces arrived from New Jersey on Tuesday, and my 17-year-old niece, she's into the crop tops.
Yep.
But she's like 7 feet tall, so it works on her. It does work.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank
Mhm.
you.
You're welcome.
Selena, how often do you do your classes?
We do the Zumba class from Monday to Friday at 6:30 p.m. From 6:30 to 7:30
Every day?
every day. Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, we do at 5:30.
what?
A resistance class.
A resistance class.
Right.
People have to bring anything for that?
Nope.
And those are free?
Yeah, those are for customers, and they only get to buy whatever they need, like a tea or a shake,
Mm-hmm.
and they get their class for free.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have to buy their shake and stuff beforehand, or can they buy it after?
After, either before or after,
Nice.
whatever they need. Yeah.
That's a pretty darn good model, lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a casual occurrence.
Yeah.
And that's every day, 5:30 and then 6:30.
And then the 6:30
Well, Monday
the
through
Zumba.
Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, and nothing on the weekends?
Yeah, we're so blessed that Carmen wanted to.
What?
Yeah, let's her.
I'm here. You got to tell me.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So I also teach a primal movement class on Fridays
Oh
and
my God. Do you
Saturdays.
ever rest?
Yes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
do.
A primal movement?
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's so fun.
I don't even, I'm trying to think about what that possibly could be.
Well, it's a combination of yoga moves, Pilates moves, and literally primal movement. So like crawling around on the floor like a monkey or a bear, or all of these different things, swimming things that Jason's demonstrating right now. Moving with your breath, moving with the flexibility of your body of that day. I always say, does this feel safe? Does it not feel safe? Let's only move into a space that feels safe right now. And so Selena's been a part of that class. She has a good time. We get super sweaty. We listen to really funky music, and we kind of crawl around.
When is this happening? This is like
Yeah.
right up my alley.
Oh,
Oh, my
yeah.
God. You're crawling around like monkeys. I
Mhm.
have to be there.
Oh yeah. It's Friday mornings at 6:30 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
I know it. And then Saturday.
Why?
That's when I have time. That's when I'm available because I'm in here working. I'm in here working or hanging out with my kid, or doing CrossFit. And then Saturday mornings, it's at 7 a.m. So just a little bit more of a sleep in, but not too
Oh.
much. Because I work in here
That's
every
not-
other Saturday.
The early is not the problem.
Is it not?
No.
What's the
I'm
problem?
up early. I'm an early riser. I go get her.
Mhm.
It's at that's my time with my kid.
He can come. I'm not kidding. He can come. There's room for him to run around.
Really?
Yeah, bring his like toys or whatever, and he can participate. He can crawl. He can weave out in and out my legs, whatever. No big deal. It's a very comfortable space. That's what I really wanted. That's what it's really like. What's really cool about it. So I started asking Cirilo if I could use the space in the morning because no one's in there in the morning. And when I was in Thailand, I had the opportunity to develop this type of movement class for myself. It was a form of self-discipline that I made sure I was going to do that every day. I did 5:30 in the morning. I would be in this called a sala, which is a yoga sala. It's open air. I had the statue of Ganesh in front of me, the open ocean. And I really focused on these body weight movements and things that are going to stabilize my ankles and my knees. At the time I had to climb, I want to say 1,000 stairs every single day to get up and down from my place where I was staying up to the place where we were eating to the classroom and around and around and around and around. So I was like, I have to maintain a level of strength while I'm here. Plus I was doing Thai yoga 6 days a week, practicing and learning that for 8 hours a day. So I developed this class. And then when I came home and I saw that the studio was available, I asked if I could use it on my own to continue this practice and continue this self-discipline because it is so important to me and my body and my health.
Mm-hmm.
And I was having fun with that. And then Cirilo said, you can invite your friends. you can invite people. Go ahead, let them know. And so we communicated and said, how is this going to be mutually beneficial? So for me, it's just by donation, give what you can, buy me a drink. That would be awesome.
Right.
And then for them, obviously, buy something from the shop.
Yeah.
And that's your ticket into to get sweaty with us on the floor. All
Yeah.
you need is a yoga
You-
mat and 2 towels.
You seem to really like to sweat.
Yeah. That salty life, you know, gotta live it.
I do not. I like the post sweat feeling.
Yes.
I like when it's done.
Yeah.
I like when I am finished working out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because then I don't
Endorphins.
have to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You left something behind. That's what I think when you're done working out. It's like whatever, you know, yuck was in your brain, whatever. We work on breath a lot in there too. We do a lot of breath work, some Kundalini style breath of fire, lion's roar, things like that help cleanse your nasal passages and work on your diaphragm. And I focus on that a lot because I go do Zumba as well. And I see a lot of people kind of get stuck and stagnant in some of the moves. And if you control your breath, you can move your body with your diaphragm and with your breath. And so that's why we focus on that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, breath has been really important for me, even in broadcasting, because when you get anxious or anxiety, or your body starts to panic, what's the first thing that happens? It shoots out adrenaline, and adrenaline increases your heart rate, which makes you talk faster. It makes your mind race, all of those things that will make you make mistakes, you know, in doing something like this. So controlling your breathing will lower and decrease your heart rate and make you focus better. And so I've done a lot of work like that. But for me, it's a mind game, not a game. It's a matter of mental discipline. I do a lot of mental discipline. I don't think I grew up with a lot of mental discipline. So it's been more of a journey as an adult of I don't like displeasure. You know, nobody really does. Like I don't like pain. You know, I don't like to be uncomfortable. I saw this video once of a dad that was doing some like athletic training with one of his kids. You know, they were just doing jump roping or something. And it was his daughter was like 10 or 12 or something. And he goes to her, your mind will give up before your body will. And he goes, do you understand what that means? And she goes, no. And he said, well, okay, well, I'll keep teaching you that. But it hit me, right?
Yeah.
Because my mind gives up way before other things give up, before my body gives up, before, you know, other things give up. My mind's saying, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
Or you can't do this anymore. Or, you know, I'm tired, or, you know, I don't want to do this expense report, or I don't want to do this class, or I don't, you know, whatever it is, my mind's going to be like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it has been not a futile exercise. It's been an excellent exercise in saying, I don't want to, but this is what I have to do for myself and what's best for me. Best for the big picture moving forward. This is going to benefit me, my family, in the long run. And I like that post feeling, right? So keeping a big picture in mind and working on that mental discipline has been key, I think, for growth for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was picking up on in your story about the 1,000 stairs and the creating a new class, you know, on your free time, where when you still had to climb all these stairs and do 8 hours of training a day, you're still in your free time working.
Yeah. It was
on
fun.
something.
It was so fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, but it was still an effort, right? Like
Yeah.
it's still you putting in effort instead of just saying, I'm going to sit in this and meditate, and that's going to be my effort, right? Like, no, you put in physical effort.
I have a hard time sitting still.
Yes,
So
really?
yeah. So, and so I like to stay busy. It is fulfilling. I think you and I have that in common. But yeah, so I would watch people even sitting up there. I'd watch them go sit on the rock and like get the waves crashed around them. And I think that if I were out there, I would just want to be swimming. I want to be like moving in stuff. And
Yeah.
it's okay to rest. Like I definitely do spend time sitting and laying down in corpse pose and quieting my mind. But I stiffen up really easily. My body like doesn't like to be stagnant.
Yeah.
And so I needed to find a way to shake everything out in the morning.
And move.
Because there was
Yeah.
definitely enough sitting. We sat a lot to eat. There's a lot of eating in Thailand.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of food to eat. A lot of really, really good food there. We had vegan food most of the time, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, raw vegan food. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but that's why I continued with that is movement is a big part of my life. My dad actually taught me how to work out, talking about the guy with his daughter.
Yeah.
Teaching. Yeah. He was a big influence on my life and staying active and fit.
Oh,
Mhm.
good for you.
Yeah.
That always surprises me when parents actually do their job.
Yeah.
And like teach their kids stuff.
It's what I try to tell my kid, because he definitely is one of those kids who will give up really quick. And gonna be accustomed to him and his abilities. But that's a story that I tell him all the time. I'm like, Grandpa Keith used to come after work every day and we'd ride the whole loop trail. And then he'd take me to his gym at his office and I learned how to lift weights. And that's how I learned. And I tell him all the time. And he's like, yeah, Mom. Okay. I've heard this story. So
he's like, I don't want to lift weights, Ma.
I was antsy at the time because I hung out in the apartment and we
Right.
didn't have TV. We didn't have video games. I had the radio, the old school radio, the dial-in radio, and I would listen. I would read my books, and then I had one of those yoga balls that have little knobbies on it, and I would spend hours a day in the living room, like balancing, trying to figure out how to get all 4 points of my body on the yoga wheel and just crashing onto the ground, all that kind of stuff. And then Dad would come home and he'd be like, hey, hop on your bike. I'm like, thank God I can get out of here. Yep.
So I want to remind everybody we are broadcasting live from the Humblebee Collective office studios, and it is located downtown. If you believe it or not, we're downtown right off of 2nd Street. So if you know where the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce is, that is 2nd Street. So right where, the Wenatchee Ave Main Street starts, kind of, like where people believe kind of it properly starts there at 2nd. If you don't go down Wenatchee Avenue, but you actually turn down the hill, like you're going to the PAC and or the convention center, and you're going to park in the back there, before you actually make it to the back, there's a little alley. If you've ever been to Haran Estates Winery or Crael Cellars or the back alley for the PAC, right in there's a entrance into the offices there, and that is where you'll find Humblebee Massage. In there, a couple of doors down, it's very easy once you know where it is. And you will come in, you will see Carmen and Jason and Megan, and then you will know exactly how to get back, and you'll want to come back again and again and again because you will feel better. You'll feel more self-aware, and I believe that you will feel more content and have more peace of mind. That's just my opinion, because I think it helps all aspects, physically, mentally, spiritually, if you let it, but you have to let it. So we are here. We're going to be here for another 45 minutes. I was seeing how much time we had left. I want to go back to talking with Selena from Smart Nutrition. Thank you. She has come over to spend a little bit of time with us here at the studio, and Smart Nutrition opened up their store in February. They're on Valley Mall Parkway in East Wenatchee, and you have to check it out. They've got protein drinks and low sugar caffeinated teas and protein donuts and churros, and then classes, Zumba classes, and you have your primal movement class. So you can check them out. I have to make you a website. I'm sorry. I was going to give you a website, but I know you don't have a website. And I'm like, you don't have a website? I'm going to make them a website, guys, because they don't have a website. But you are on Facebook?
Yes, we are.
They're
are
on
on Facebook and Instagram.
There you go. Facebook and Instagram for Smart Nutrition. And I'm gonna go to your primal class because that sounds so much fun. Oh my gosh. So you said you've been doing this for 10 years. I know the store just opened in February, but you've been doing it for 10 years. So I want to hear a little bit about, like, because Cirillo, when I met him, he was so proud of your journey. I will tell you that right firsthand. That man loves you so much. Okay. And every woman needs to hear that about their man in their life. If like another woman witnesses the love of their man for them, like they need to hear that. Right. So your man loves you. And he was so proud that he like pulled up his phone and he was like, "This is my wife. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful?" And I was like, "Yes, she's very beautiful. She's on her way. I will see it in person." And then he showed me a picture of you when you were in a competition. You did like a bodybuilding competition or something.
Oh yeah, that was like couple years ago, like 4-5 years ago. Then we wanted to take our results or bodies to a different level. So we entered this 4 months where you get prepared to do a show. And it was a really good experience because I know that I can achieve better things or hard, or sometimes I feel like, oh, I can never be in that physique, or it must be too much work. And now I know I can control what to put in my body, what to do, and get the results that I wanted.
Yeah, because you were ripped. You got this abs and the arms and the tan and you had the pose down. Like,
I did not know that he showed you all of that.
I was very impressed. I didn't see what you looked like before. Doesn't matter. And that doesn't matter. I just was very impressed that anybody at any point in time in their life could get that physique, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you looked like before, it was like impressive. So what was the experience? What was your body like before you started with Smart Nutrition?
Oh, before I was around 150 pounds, size 12. And then when I started doing changes in my diet, it was little by little, because I wanted to do it like 3-4 days in a row, right? And then I go back to my old habits, and then I go back, but it has been worth it. I think I have 4 kids.
Yeah.
And my youngest one, I think that's the best impact that we have done with our kids, because my oldest one, he was overweight, having a lot of health issues. And then when we started doing all these changes, we start also at home. So the one that gets the more benefits is the youngest one. He was more healthier. They have to call us to get him to his checkups because we were hardly ever at the doctor's office. And
how do you do it at home? How are you implementing it at home?
Well, we started doing a little bit of changes. Before, I remember, if I didn't have as a culture, how we eat, we always have to have rice, frijoles, tortillas,
Yeah.
carne, meat. So when I start doing this, if I don't have a meat, I don't know what to cook. And if I don't have the tortillas, nobody will eat. And then,
yeah, what do we do without the tortillas?
So when I started, it was really hard for me to find. I was thinking I have to eat only salads. That's gonna be so boring if I want to start doing something different. So that's how we started doing a little. Like before, we have like all of this snacks that are not so healthy. And then so we started changing. We used to drink cow's milk and change it to soy milk or better or other things.
Other milk sources.
Milks, yes. I remember my daughter, she'd rather eat water than eat what we provided, but that's all what we had. Eventually they start drinking whatever or eating what we had at home.
Mm-hmm.
And not that we don't go back and eat what we like, but like I said earlier, we do those meals, but not as usual, like everyday meal, like we used to do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a balance and moderation. I know. And you mentioned the culture, right? Your culture, a lot of rice and beans and tortillas. And it was like that for me. Growing up, I was always overweight, very heavy. At my heaviest, I was over 300 pounds. And in my culture, I'm Italian. So we grew up with pasta. You basically put anything just over pasta. And rich foods, very rich sauces and breads. So it was totally relearning how to eat as an adult. And we love those meals. I still love those meals, but I can't eat them every day. Yeah, you can't. That's why like so many older Italian men have gout, because they drink wine and eat red sauce and eat these rich foods and they get gout. So we got to eat healthier if we want to take care of our bodies, right?
Exactly.
And like you said, take care of the next generation. So yeah.
Like my son, the youngest one, he's now really into the gym thing.
Yeah.
Watching what he eats, getting his post-workout shakes, and I feel good because I think that's the best we can give them for the rest of their lives.
Right. Yeah. Oh, Selena, I want to thank you for stopping by and spending some time. And I know that there's so much more that I could talk to you about, and we will, because we're gonna see you at Swap Meet.
Yeah, we will be there too.
You will be there.
Yeah,
You're gonna be selling some of your teas.
Yeah, we were planning on bringing just a couple of our teas and our coffees.
Okay.
Too. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Oh, coffee.
Yeah.
Can you just keep me caffeinated all weekend if that's
Sure.
possible? Okay. With some protein and some okay, because I'm gonna need it for sure. So we'll see you in the food truck alley at the Washington State Swap Meet next week. Yeah. And you're gonna be leading the fit dance class on Sunday morning at 10 over at the stage. And we'll do another interview with you during one of our live broadcasts over the weekend. So thank you for coming out. Valley Mall Parkway, Smart Nutrition. You got Cirillo and Selena.
Yes, thank you for having me here today. Thank you, Carmen.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Love to see you. And we have churros.
Oh,
churros.
Thank you for bringing snacks.
I'm so excited. Thank you. I'm starving.
I'm so hungry.
They're full of protein too.
Are they?
Oh yeah, they're super good.
Great.
I'm super excited. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Are you okay? I gotta help her get up. You okay?
All right. We should have done a stretching sesh before we did
Yeah.
this show.
Well, Jason's been moving this whole time.
I know. Is
He's
Megan
been keeping
Megan
himself-
coming too, or just Jason?
I don't think so. I haven't heard from her. She might be at work. She has a second job.
Yeah.
She rents this particular room from me when I'm not in it.
Oh.
So that limits her availability, although it is available, right?
Yeah.
So, but the other days of the week, she works up at Wenatchee Natural Foods in the cafe, also serving healthy things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I think that's what's going on.
symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, I pop up there quite a bit. I'm a regular.
I could imagine. It's pretty close to where we are right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so hungry.
Have a churro. Jason can talk.
Jason, are we going to be able to just, oh my goodness. Okay.
I'm going to go give Celine a hug.
Okay. Look at this.
Thank you.
Protein churro. We're going to be able to get a grasp of your energy in one spot. He doesn't stand still very well.
Don't sit still well. I had to really focus to learn to sit still.
I know. I'm eating. I probably shouldn't be eating while I'm on the air.
You can't put it down now.
I can't put it down now. It's so good.
It takes a lot of energy to do what you do.
I know.
And that's good fuel. So
You can hold. Can you hold the microphone?
technology and I have a tenuous relationship. Anything gone crystalline or
You talk right into the front of it.
yep. All right. So
Straight shot.
something like that. All right.
And
Hi, everybody.
there you are. I mean, you've been on the show before.
Right.
You're not a complete stranger to the podcast.
I didn't hold it before. It's very different when you have to hold it
Oh, it's okay.
on a stand. It feels different because I can keep moving.
Mm.
This way I feel like I'm anchored.
I mean, I can get Grayson as an assistant here to hold it for you.
Oh, no, I'm making.
But you gotta talk into the front.
Oh, you mean I have to get really close? Look
Yeah.
professional.
No, you don't have to get really close, but you just have to talk into the top of it.
Top. Okay. so
Okay.
keep it
I was
pointed
just
at me.
wasting time so I could eat
Yep,
my
I
food.
gotcha.
All right. So we'll introduce you because I got to take down Carmen's name here. You're not Carmen. You are Jason Underwood. You also are part of the team here at Humblebee Collective.
Gratefully so.
Uh-huh. And you have been on the podcast before. We had you when we when we were over at All Good Things. You popped in. We talked about some astrological stuff. Yeah.
The weather, as I like to think of it.
The weather. Okay. The weather has actually been kind of crazy lately, hasn't it?
Uncommonly strange times. 7 planets going retrograde. For those of you who don't know what that means, it means it looks like they're moving backwards in the sky from Earth's perspective. And when that stuff happens, I mean, all the records of all the cultures that watched the sky before we had all the light pollution and could see all this stuff on a daily basis left us notes about what happens when things are going retrograde. When one or two of them, everybody hears about Mercury retrograde, that kind of snarls things up. But this one's been pretty good, knock on head. Right now, 7 planets doing their retrograde dance means everything is kind of all confused and turned around. There's not a lot of clarity right now, but you got to make do with what we're given. We're given exactly what we need to grow in the ways that we need to grow right now. So enjoy it.
When does that pass?
Oh, yeah. Most of it's hanging out for the rest of the year. Mercury will straighten out on the 15th, so mid-month. By the equinox on the 22nd, things should be back to more normal with the communication stuff, with your field of utility in media stuff. Should be more normal. We got 2 changeovers happening on the 3rd of September and the 4th of September. Venus has been retrograde for the last 6 weeks, reviewing all of our relationship and how we approach finances and values. All that's been kind of in review, and that's wrapping up in 3 days. What are we on the 1st?
Oh, thank
today?
goodness.
Yeah. So that one's kicking
Oh
over.
my gosh. Thank goodness.
And then the next day, like less than 12 hours later, Jupiter goes retrograde. That means Jupiter rules like our ethics and our big picture view of where we're going, our horizon, how we think of like where we're navigating towards. Being the biggest, brightest planet in the sky, you can kind of see that.
Yeah.
Prior to GPS, you looked up and there's this big bright thing there. We'll guide by that. So it's like a guiding light. When it goes retrograde, which it's going to do for the rest of the year through January, start of Aquarius.
That doesn't sound good, does it?
Well, it's a natural part of the cycle. These things have been happening. They happen every year. It's just the way the Earth moves relative to the rest of the planets. We move on to the other side of the sun. So when that happens, we'll have only Venus and Mars going in regular motion. Everything else in the solar system is going to be moving backwards, or think about it being internalized. So you're going in to review your Mercury rules communication in our mind stuff. So that's the one that gets us snarled up because we're a very mental culture, pun intended. And but Mars is our drive to go do stuff. Venus is our love of art and beauty and music. And I talked about Jupiter. Saturn's like our inner parent, our inner authority, the way we take a stand for our values, and where we talked about earlier on the show, limiting things that feel good, foods that aren't really good for you. So Saturn's that discipline to say, no, I can have one of those once a week. Otherwise, I'm going to stick to this new routine that's good for me. Uranus, our inner genius, our inner wild person. Neptune's like our spiritual antenna, how we tune into the bigger picture, whatever you call it, divine, the big cause behind this massive multi-layer matrix that we're living in. And then Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, rules over our relationship with power. So all those things are going internal, like we just did for our relationships with Venus retrograde. We're reviewing all of those facets of ourselves. So it's a very introvert kind of time. Those of you who are introverts will get a lot done. And hopefully the extroverts will not cause too much chaos while we're trying to get all this stuff done inside. Nothing against extroverts. You're wonderful creatures.
If people are new to Jason, to you, there's kind of this high entrance curve.
There's a high bar.
There's a high entrance curve.
Yes.
Into the into meeting you, right? Like you just dive right into meeting Jason.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. But I find it a blessing to anybody that is in or around your orbit. So I like to kind of slow things down for some people who are watching that. Yeah, because I know that there are hurdles for some people that that think of the word acupuncture, or other words that are associated with what you do, and they go, "Whoa,
too much for me."
Whoa,
yeah, whoa,
whoa, And even I, at first, was like, I've never had that done, and I don't really know about it, and there were more question marks than like assurities.
Sure,
right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then it's like, I got to go to that guy.
Yes.
That's the guy who's got to do it. He's too much of a I don't know,
wild man.
Oh yeah, he's kind of too much of a wild, not a wild man, but like there might be too many eccentric. He's too eccentric for me. But that is so I know that you are for people who want it and not exactly for people who need it. That's my response.
Everybody can need this help, but yeah,
I know everybody need it's for people who want it, not just need it. Is it probably a better way to do it?
Yeah.
But the person that I experienced just kind of like walking around and like this eccentric like being is I think is different once you turn on the being a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true.
When we
Yep.
get into a session,
Mhm.
the session Jason is different than
Yeah.
walking around Jason.
Yep. I got a Gemini moon. So there's a light and a dark. And when you're doing healing work, Carmen mentioned earlier, you were trying to get to that theta state, that relaxed below our normal wake-a-day consciousness, where the boundary between our whole self, our deeper self, our body self, our spirit self kind of thins out as you quiet the mind. And so for that one, that's the more dark, where I go quiet and the voice gets soothing and slow, the lights are down. It's a different environment. So out in the wake-a-day world, my job is to be kind of playful and shocking to help you break up the monotony. But in a session, I'm going to be quiet and very calm. A lot of people try and get to sleep, and we have to, no, don't go all the way to sleep, at least not for very long. Come back up, pay attention to what's happening with your breath and your body. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started to hear that voice. Like you almost went right into it. It's
I
very
do. Yep.
systematic for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once I start doing that, I don't think about it at this point in the game. Been doing this for 20 years. I mean, somebody said, it's so wonderful that you get to do this for work. And I had realized that it's not even work
Right.
to me. This is just what I do.
It's
This is
a
who I am.
lifestyle.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And it's something I've known since I'm here to help people.
Well, that is something that I've learned about you, but I also I get curious about people's choices and methods of healing, right? Like Carmen's method is the Thai yoga massage.
Right.
Your choice primarily is acupuncture, but what else do you use?
So acupuncture is kind of the big one, but I've been studying Western vitamins and nutrition stuff since I grew up. My mom was really into health food and the health fads of the times, largely diet related. Along the way through all that stuff, I picked up a lot of nutritional stuff. Having a body, like Nikki said, that doesn't tolerate a lot of the industrial processed stuff that passes for food in this culture. I was forced to adhere to that path. The other part of what I do is classed under energy work. And there's even a wider variety in energy work than there is in massage. When you think massage, you kind of know, okay, hands on the body doing stuff. So with energy work, we can have hands on the body, touching like spots on the body. The meridians and acupuncture points can also be accessed by touch. So I do a lot of acupressure, is what they call it, when you're not using anything but your fingers on there. And then the energy work, really everything, modern science is finally getting to the point where mysticism is being able to be scientifically picturized. We now can see energy and the fluctuations in the body's chi, in your energy field. But a lot of the energy work that I work with is in the layers out from the body. Our bodies are made up of the physical body, which everybody knows about, is just the most dense. And outside that, in every inch you move away from the body, you're still there. That's why you can feel it when somebody gets close to you trying to sneak up behind you. They enter your body's field. Extends at least your arms width away from your body. Those people like me or like Carmen that do a lot of energy movement, our fields are considerably larger, because it's like, think of it like lifting weights for your spirit. So if you've been lifting weights for your spirit, your field gets bigger. One of my energy work teachers, Jackie O'Neill, she works out of Leavenworth.
Lifting weights for your spirit.
That's my latest
Your
analogy.
field gets bigger
So
as you use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she got to go to India and be in the presence of the Dalai Lama, and she's a full
Who is
clairvoyant.
this?
My teacher, Jackie.
Okay.
She's one of my energy work teachers. I learned a lot of stuff about things that I do naturally. She was able to talk about what I'm doing. So now I have a vocabulary that I can, okay, this is what I'm doing. All right. And she said she kept looking for the field of the Dalai Lama. Like she wanted to see what he looked like since she sees everybody's aura. And she realized she had to pan back and that his aura, his energy field was filling the entire valley. Like she was just aghast. She'd never seen anything because he's doing work his whole life. Think about like those professional bodybuilders that have been working and lifting weight their whole life, and they can now bench press 500 souls of bench pressing. This guy's been working lifetime after lifetime after lifetime to lift it up, lift it up. I mean, that's his purpose. So I don't know. Energy work to me is second nature. I came in knowing how to do it. Always kind of.
How does one get to see somebody's energy field? How do you have that ability?
You're born with it. It's part of your spirit path. There are exercises that I can tell you briefly. The best ways to see it are in low light conditions and against a solid color wall. If we have the lights turned down low, and the other trick is you don't focus. Like when I lock in and focus directly, I'm looking at that point, but I can also still watch the camera, but I'm also now seeing Grayson and Kelly and Carmen and what she's doing. I'm using my whole eyes. I call it your animal eyes, because most animals in the world, aside from predators, when they are in normal wake-a-day consciousness, they're watching everything.
Right.
So if you can stay in that soft focus and have somebody stand against a wall and don't look right at them, just kind of look off to the side of them and relax and trust that you'll see what you'll see. And what you first start to notice is there's a shimmer or a glimmer, and your consciousness wants to look at it, but you got to resist that and just stay in soft focus. And as you watch it, that'll get bigger and clearer, or it'll move to a certain spot on your body. And to me, it's not like a carnival tour where you're going to see energy. To me, I see what I need to see in order to help this person right now.
Right.
That's the way I have come to focus on it. Otherwise, my clairvoyant teacher, she says it's too overwhelming seeing everybody's stuff all the time. It just gets to be maddening. So I focus on, I only want to see what I can help with right now. That's a more practical. I'm an earth sign, so I'm very functional, practical when it comes to this sort of stuff. Does that help?
Yes, it does. Okay. I consider you, when I look at you, to be very like spiritually, I don't know, able. Like, so yeah, it's your path, right? Mm-hmm. To be helpful to others, mm-hmm. and use that, people who do this work. Mm-hmm. So when I look at you and you choose is kind of like follow up to what I was just saying, is like when you choose energy work and acupuncture, like why choose that as your medium? When you have the ability to choose anything.
Sure. No, right? I was on pre-med path halfway through college, bio major, chem minor, lots of psychology. I mean, I'd known since I was young, since my mom's dad was an orthopedic surgeon and I had access to medical books when I was growing up, I knew this was my field. But the piece that was missing, that tilted me away from being a surgeon, was spirit. Spirit is such a huge part of who I am and what I'm here to do, that not having that leg of the tripod of spirit, mind, and body even acknowledged at all was always just kind of left me like, something's not quite right here. And so I was studying yoga and mysticism on the side while I was directing my attention towards getting my MD and being a surgeon. And I was interested in genetics and biochemistry and all the drug action stuff too. But why I chose to go into this medicine, spirit, mind, and body, all one thing. Anything that affects or pulls on any one of those legs pulls on all of it and pulls us out of balance. And so when you pretend that part doesn't affect your mind and your body, you're in a horrible state of imbalance, horrible imbalance. And this culture is, I've just watched it kind of spiral out of.
Well, let's be real. Okay. This is, I think, where we are in our modern American society. We are, if we are physically uncomfortable, right? We can acknowledge that. If we're sick
Right.
or have a broken leg or some other kind of physical something, we can be like, this is making me physically uncomfortable, and realize that that is affecting other things. Like my physical uncomfortability is affecting me mentally.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's making me cranky.
Uh-huh. You don't think as clearly.
And you, right.
Yeah.
We could say that.
Yep.
Or I had a real, like something mentally is affecting me, maybe physically.
This
I
one's
had
getting
a,
more press.
right.
Mhm.
Where I had I'm feeling really, really, really stressed over this
the
thing
most
in my
common.
life,
Yep.
and it's giving me stomach aches
Yeah,
or
ulcers.
back aches,
Yeah,
or
for my
I hold
neck.
my stress in my
Uh-huh.
neck.
Real common.
We can find easier connections between mind, body.
Now, yeah. when I
Now
first
we
started-
can,
yeah,
right?
when I first started in this path, it was just starting to be acknowledged that, well, the mind kind of does interfere with the body.
Maybe,
sometimes,
yeah.
Maybe a little bit.
It is totally new-ish for us here on this continent to be like,
Right.
my mind affects my spirit,
Or your body affects
or your
your
body
spirit.
affects your spirit, or my spirit is going to affect my mind.
Uh-huh.
My spirit's going to affect
true.
my,
Uh-huh.
or my body affects my spirit. What do you mean your
Does.
body affects your
Does.
spirit? It's different. We're still making those
Uh-huh.
correlations in this society.
Yep. If you're science minded or want some hard detail stuff, there's a lady named Candace Pert, and she came up with a field called psychoneuroimmunology that kind of basically did research and gave us hard data for the effect that the spirit and the mind have on the body. Psyche in Greek is soul. Psychoneuro takes us into the mental realm, right? Studying the nerve conduction pathways, your brain scans, and then immunology is your immune system. So this is hugely important right now in the era of COVID, where you want to, everybody suddenly is becoming aware that we have an immune system. Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So just like I was talking with lifting weights with your spirit, the herbs and vitamins that are in Selena's teas help our immune system to lift weights. It gets stronger, it gets more capable. There's a whole class of herbs they call adaptogens. Adaptogens help your body get more fit as far as responding to stress. So they're one of the
Adaptogens.
Yeah, everybody's heard
How
of
do you increase your adaptogens?
and increase lots of the mushrooms that are getting a lot of press right now. They're throwing them in with coffee, the lion's mane, the reishi.
Yeah.
They're all the mushrooms have wonderful
So
capacities.
there's proof behind that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's actual.
Yep.
So that's not
Absolutely.
just them trying to sell me something on Facebook.
No, same thing. You can look at the blood work of somebody who takes mushrooms and find out that the immune system markers came way up.
Okay.
It increases your ability to mobilize your immune response. Echinacea is the other one that got a lot of press. Echinacea is wonderful for building your immune response up, but it's one of those that you can only take for 2 weeks at a time, and then you got to take a break. Similar with licorice root, same kind of thing. A lot of these, you don't want to do them all the time. My friend who just graduated with her functional medicine degree, graduated past year before that, says that a lot of these things need to be done in a course. Like you think about taking a course of antibiotics.
Yeah.
We're used to that idea, right? Same thing. You work out, hit it really hard for a little bit and build up your capacity, and then you take a break and let your body adapt to this new level of awareness.
There's another podcast on my network called Get Fresh with the Produce News, and we talked to a couple of different people on that podcast about plant and
medicine.
Produce medicine,
Yeah.
plant and fruit based medicine.
So I think of food as medicine that you take every day.
Yeah.
You might as well eat stuff that's medicinal for your body. Strengthens your body temple.
All right. I am now for the next week on the Humblebee Smart Nutrition course, whatever that is. That's
Right.
going to keep my immune system up and
Yeah.
going because there's no room for error in the next
Right.
week and a half of my life. So
I actually have some cacao in the fridge right now with
That was
adaptogen.
good.
Adaptogen.
So
Yeah.
you
So the
don't.
last time I tried to reach into the fridge, I knocked down Grayson's power. And I have
It's fine. It's fine.
I had a minor meltdown.
Yeah, you can get in there.
I can get in there.
Okay.
These do.
I don't know what's
And then-
going on. It's craziness in the studio.
Always.
Yeah,
7 planets
yeah.
retrograde. I'm not surprised at all.
We should also, before we have to say goodbye to you, mention you are pretty much my husband's best friend since childhood.
Well, I've known him. I think I first became aware of him when we were 13 and came to middle school from different elementary
Okay.
schools. That's when and he was, wow, this guy's amazing. He gets
Yeah.
a lot of stuff done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's and you spend a lot of time over at our house, and I think it's because we now have family visiting, so you get to come over and meet my
Right.
cousin and
Ah,
my niece, my two nieces.
Another youngster, yes.
So there's
A
a
playmate for Trenton.
right, and
Excellent.
there's a 17-year-old.
Right. So potentially a playmate for the older one.
Right.
What?
let's be
Right.
not that kind of playmate. Just
Oh, no, not what I was saying.
yeah. Just a talk mate.
There you go.
But yes, are we gonna see you tonight?
That's the usual plan. It is
Okay.
Friday night.
Friday night vinyl over at our
Yeah.
place. So you'll get to meet them. But I was talking with them a little bit and kind of telling my cousin that a lot of Ryan's spiritual growth and emotional maturity I attribute to his relationship with you. Yeah, because he's a guy, he's a self-proclaimed hillbilly and country boy, and I don't want to call him a hillbilly and then people will be like, why'd you call your husband a hillbilly? But he's got depth and layers. But his depth and layers, I think some of that comes from his friendship for years and years and years
Yep.
with you, where
exposure to
you have pushed him on that in that realm. And I won't say in which ways and how or why, but even just in conversation, because I know it's happened since I've met you, right? Like you and I, and meeting and having conversations and you making me think in different ways and just explore, not telling me how to think, but just saying like, this, I have experienced this, Nikki. Think about that, because just because you haven't experienced this doesn't mean it's not out there.
right.
And I go,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, it's not for me to say it doesn't exist. Just because I haven't seen it, doesn't exist. I can say maybe there's a possibility. I don't know. I'm not God. I'm not the maker of the universe. So I've remained teachable, and
That's a good quality.
yeah. And I know my life has become more fulfilled because you have been in it, and I know that Ryan feels the same way. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's because Jason is so incredible.
Jason's incredible.
Women of his time is very, very lucky being.
If you do, yeah. Same
Thank
with
you.
Carmen. I feel the same way if you get a
agreed,
moment of their
agreed.
time. And I know that it's I understand it's a paid service. It's a barter, it's a trade, and we just happen to exchange in currency nowadays, right? Because that's our current economic system. That wasn't always the way it went, but that is the current system. We pay you, you give us a service. But it's one that I think people are blessed to be able to come to you for, because it's something of a metaphysical nature, not of this world nature.
It's something that carries a lot of lasting effects that are difficult to articulate. It changes everything when you start getting into the spirit, mind, body axis and how all that works. We just haven't been raised with it in this culture. Oriental medicine is the single longest continuously running medical paradigm on the planet. They've been doing this same stuff for 3,000 years, helping with anything that goes wrong with spirit, mind, and body. We got new fancy lingo, DSM-4. I'm looking at you for what's the matter with people, but
Right.
we don't mess around so much with labels. I just ask a lot of questions to get the information I need about how your organ systems are functioning, and then I can help with whatever it is. I don't care what the label they gave you. I can help.
Yeah.
Please,
and
let me help.
You'll get in there and you'll figure it out.
Yep.
I love that. All right, Jason, I'll see you later at my house.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
You know, I have a lot of love for you, my man.
Ah, thank you. You, well, thanks for letting me come and play.
Carmen, is there anything else that you wanted us to talk about or cover, or any wrapping up that you wanted to do before we end the podcast today?
Where people can find us,
Yeah.
I guess. So it's kind of a long handle, but massagebook.com/biz, like biz, /Humblebee_collective. It's a really long handle, but you can Google us, look for Humblebee Collective,
Sure.
Humblebee Massage, look for any of our names, Carmen Som, Jason Underwood, Megan Wild, spelled WYLDE. She also has a website called Wild Soul Expansion.
Okay.
Okay. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook, Humblebee_collective, and you'll find us there. Book a session online.
Yeah, or come out next week.
Yep.
And see you at the Washington State Swap Meet.
Yep. We'll be there.
All 3 days, and you're doing a raffle each day.
Yes.
3 giveaways, one for you, one for Megan, one for Jason on Friday, one for each of you on Saturday, one for each of you on Sunday. So that's amazing. So get in on the raffle. Come see them at the Eastmont Fourplex for the swap meet this weekend. Very proud sponsor. And
20% off gift certificates as well. So go online, find our website, Humblebee Collective on Massage Book, go to gift certificates. You'll see during the event, 20% off most of our introductory sessions available right in time for the holidays.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's all I can say is because I truly believe in everything that you guys do. And we forgot to mention that Jason will be leading a Qigong session.
Yes.
On
Saturday at 11:01.
11:01.
Yes. He picked that time specifically based on Saturn.
Saturn Day.
The astrological. Yeah.
Saturn Day.
Yeah.
And Jason, do you want to give us a quick
Qigong? Show us what you're doing over there.
Show us what Qigong.
Qi is the universal energy that flows through all things, right? And Gong means to do work with. I'm doing work with the energy that is moving through me. Anybody can do energy work with the energy in your body. Everybody's heard of Tai Chi. All Tai Chi is Qigong, but it's a specific sequence. Qigong is more like, I think of it like Legos. Like I can put them together in any order I want, much like Carmen assembled her own set of primal movement or routine in the morning. I have my own that I've assembled after studying with a bunch of different teachers. And most of the teachers I studied with were Asian and spoke very broken English. So I got, do as I do. That's all the instruction you get. So when I do it, I try and give you my 20 years of footnotes, cliff notes of what I found helpful and have gradually unpacked from this stuff. So it's all gentle, just your body weight, doing a lot of breath. I'm not able to talk and do the breath aspect of it at the same time, but I'd like to share the information. So just watch. I mean, it's all super gentle. You go with the range of motion of all your joints and you just play. Once you learn the training wheels of these basic exercises, then you just play. Feel what your body needs to do that day in that moment to help unwind, to help relax. It's an active form of meditation. And that's like Carmen. I have trouble sitting still. That was probably the longest I've sat still.
Yeah,
in a long
I agree.
But it's an active way to meditate because you're paying attention to your body, you're paying attention to your breath, you're paying attention to what needs to move in your body right now to help you Feel better.
All right.
Everybody wants to feel better, right?
That will be. Oh,
one.
I lost it. That will be
11:01 Saturday.
11:01 on Saturn Day. All right, Carmen, thank you so much for letting us use your space and introducing us to, well, most of your team
Most of
anyway.
us,
Yeah. And
Yummy deliciousness that you.
what,
You got
oh, we get to
underneath them.
say hi to Grayson. Hi.
everyone.
You
I
did
gave
make
Grayson
it.
some cacao that has maca and reishi and lion's mane. So those are the adaptogens that Jason was talking about.
Yeah.
Maca is really good to balance your hormones. Cacao is really good for your immune system, as well as just kind of getting you into a very clear state of mind, as well as lion's mane and reishi. Same. Yeah,
Mm,
good for your stress.
nice.
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
Nikki, if you want to know where to get this.
Okay.
Delicious, by the way.
All right. Let me talk to Grayson for just a couple of minutes, and we're gonna just I'm gonna recap my week
Thank you
with
so
you and tell you what's coming up for this upcoming week, because we have a lot coming up for this week going into Swap Meet. I've already mentioned the arrival of my cousin Amanda and her daughter Ray.
I know, you're
and
so
Andrina
excited.
is so exciting. They are here, and I love it. I just
Can definitely tell a change in your spirit and
Really?
your mood having your cousin here. Just FYI. I think for you, having that disconnect from your family is, I notice, like when you go home
yeah.
and you're with your siblings, like you're like in this happy space. You come back and you're kind of like still associated with this happy space, and then it dissipates
Hmm.
and your mood changes.
I'm
people
happy
have
here. It
Yeah.
just is a different.
No. I mean,
get
having
recharged.
your family. I think it's a family. Like when you have when your mom was here, as an example, you know, like your mood changes. You're already a happy person. I think that it just elevates to the next. Like any of us,
Yeah.
when we're around our family, right? We have that disconnect. We're still who we are, but then when our well, not everyone, okay, not everyone is a family oriented person. I get it, but I see that in you, because I know I see that in myself. And so when I got to sit down with you in a meeting yesterday, I knew your cousin was in town. It's like total different change of mood. Like you're swamped, but you're like, so I have this wonderful idea, and like you just elevated mood. So yeah, I know.
What meeting do I go into that I don't say, I've got a wonderful idea? It's pretty much every meeting that I go into.
It was just a little different. This was just a little more giddy up and go, a little, you know.
Hey, we're getting ready for Swap Meet, man. We've got
I know you're so
we are all
pumped.
hands on deck. Got to keep it positive, pep talk everybody along the way. I love it. We're just so ready.
You've put a lot of work into this. I am really looking forward to it. I'm a little stressed out because I have some of the things I want to bring to sell that are buried under stuff. And I'm a one person who lives alone, so I'm like, the last weekend to do that would be Labor Day.
Yeah.
It would be.
But now I'm taking you on a day trip tomorrow.
I know it takes away some time.
But you have Monday, you know, Monday's a long weekend. So Monday you got an extra day. No,
I've got a general contractor coming over.
Well, I
still
can't help
busy.
you. I can't help you with that. But
I've got Sunday.
You've got Sunday. We're going on a day trip tomorrow. This weekend, like I said, is the Packwood Flea Market. And so we're I know we have to wrap it up because Carmen's got some people coming in. So we're going out to Packwood. We're gonna put the cousin and the family in the car, and we're got 2 car seats and a 17-year-old and me and my cousin and you, and we're going 3 hours out to Packwood, and it's gonna be fun.
I like how you're positive about this, and I'm like,
I'm so positive about it.
I'm like, my car is big enough, but I'm hoping the teenager is going to be comfortable in the third row.
She's gonna be fine. She's awesome. We cleaned out the garage last weekend. We're pretty much almost ready. I don't know how I did it, but in the interim of getting everything else in the whole festival ready for swap meet at the fourplex, I've also gotten my house ready and cleaned out the garage last week. We rented the U-Haul. We like everything at the house is ready to go for swap meet. And guess who's still not ready for swap meet? My husband, of course. So there's no
How
excuse.
is he not ready for
How
swap
he's
meet?
not ready for swap meet, but I am, and I had to plan the whole gosh darn
Wait a
festival.
minute. How is Ryan not ready for swap?
I know.
Mr. Swap Meet himself.
Why don't you come over tonight and ask him?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
have
to.
no choice but to figure out this shenanigan.
Oh, and we need to big call out to people because we have a truck coming from like the LA area that is going to take all donated clothes, hats, shoes, rugs, carpets, linens, tablecloths, curtains, anything that you have that is like clothing and items. And we're going to fill up. Our goal is over 200 garbage bags, 13-gallon garbage bags, full of donated clothes and items that are going to go and get donated to third world countries. And they're coming on Sunday afternoon to pick up the donations. So we need as many donated clothes and linens as possible.
And this goes for fabrics. If
Yeah.
you have extra fabric and it's probably not enough to make the blanket you wanted or the throw, bring it. Put it in a bag. I know lots of people who do all the pattern work and they have that extra fabric. Bring it. Put it in a bag. You know you're probably not going to use it again. Somebody else in another country could really use it. Bring it. If it's something that you have but you haven't used or worn and it's a fabric item, put it in a bag. Bring it. This is for a really, really good cause. It helps you clear out your garage. It helps you clear out your linen closet. It helps you clear out your closet.
Everything.
And it gives to somebody else. So this is a really, really great cause, charitable cause that you can do, that we can do, that I'm going to be doing. I'm sure Nikki's going to be doing it too. Any clothing that does not go for 50 cents to $1 this next weekend is all going in a bag. It's all
yeah.
done.
I'm
not
not
bringing it home.
We are not bringing any clothes home. All right. So next week we will be broadcasting live from the Washington State Swap Meet. It will start we'll start coverage on Thursday and continue on Friday and all weekend long. So keep the following us, and we'll have a lot of interviews with the performers, with all of our sponsors, with everybody who supported us through putting on the swap meet. So What's Up Wenatchee will be live from the stage at the fourplex from the swap meet next week. We're putting this on the back burner. We didn't get to it this week, but we want to talk about the billboard that is in East Wenatchee going up towards Fancher Heights that says, West Siders, you know you want to move here.
It's okay. May not be true for everyone.
No, we're not going to talk about it now.
It's true for me.
We're not going to talk about it now.
It's true.
We're going to talk about it later. But we have to go right now. Thank you so much for tuning in for us today. Carmen, thank you for hosting us. This has been a wonderful, wonderful show. We will be back next week. You can always support us at www.supercast.com. And we will see you at the Washington State Swap Meet next week. Peace out, everybody.